back with Bobby and JG Radio. You're just tuning in. We were speaking with and just spoke with Todd Marquardt. He is a elder law attorney. If you missed any of that interview, you can go to bobbyandjjradio.com. Be a fan of the show. Go to our Instagram or Facebook. We will be on SoundCloud on Monday. We broadcast every Sunday at 10 a.m. And if you want to see his good-looking face, he'll be on YouTube here in a couple weeks. Go to our YouTube page, which is also located at bobbyandjjradio.com. So back to Todd. So what are some of the questions that you ask to make sure that people can qualify for the programs that they're trying to get with?
Usually I'm talking with a family member, adult child, or grandchild who's taken the responsibility to make sure that their loved one is taken care of appropriately, managing their finances, scheduling all the doctor's appointments, making sure that health is improving. And so I ask about some of those health questions. What activities of daily living does your family member need help with? Because some of the government programs require a medical need there. And of course I have to ask about the financial situation. Not everybody is happy about that, but if you're asking the government for help, the government's going to want to know, well, what's your financial ability to cover these things? And once I convince my clients to be totally frank and honest with me, then we can get down to business.
Sure.
So we start with income. Most of the programs require that you have low income, and then we look at the assets. But there are certain things you can do. Just like with tax planning, there are exceptions. So just like with your 1040, you can take deductions and you have exemptions.
Right.
The same is true with government benefits. So we might suggest that you spend your money on one thing or put your money in a different type of investment. But my favorite success story is the healthier spouse. Known as the community spouse, who's staying home while their sick spouse is in some healthcare facility.
Sure.
Well, that healthier spouse is allowed to save some money because the government knows that the roof is going to need to be repaired or the hot water heater is going to need to be replaced. But there are some limits on how much money you can save. And so we have to look at the income of both spouses. We have to pretend like there's an imaginary divide in the community resources, and then we see, well, how can the healthier spouse save more than the general rule allows? I've been able to save the healthier spouse maybe $200,000, maybe $400,000, when the general rule says that the maximum that they could save is $119,000.
So can you tell us what separates you from other elder law attorneys?
I think it's the way that I do things. My gatekeeper will make you feel like you're on top of the world, and you'll be thrilled that you didn't get through to the attorney.
Yeah.
She's just that good.
She is.
She makes you feel good.
Yeah.
So, but that's one thing. Another thing is we're dedicated to communication. We will call you back. We will reply to that email. We'll send you a text message. A lot of horror stories I hear are that attorney won't call me back, or I needed help and he wasn't there for me. So we maintain that dedication to communication with our clients.
That I'm sure our listeners and people watching on YouTube think that that's not a big deal, but that is a huge deal in your industry.
That's people's biggest complaint in our industry as well. Real estate.
On both of our industries is like they put a sign in the yard. I never heard from him again. I gave him a retainer. I have no idea how I'm going to get a hold of this guy or girl again. And I know that it sounds like it's not a big deal, but that is a very big deal, I think, in the law and real estate industry that we have found that you guys really are on top of stuff. And I think it just comes down to having enough staff and everyone knowing what they're supposed to be doing.
Right. And having the integrity to remain in communication and tell them the bad news if it comes up. House calls are a big thing that sets us apart. And one thing I've heard from some people is they advertise house calls, but then
they don't do them.
You call and they won't come out. So I actually come out to see you.
That is awesome. So I know that if someone needs to get a hold of you, they can go to Todd, that's TODD, at marquardtlawfirm.com.
Can you spell that?
I'm going to spell his last name. It's MARQUARDT.
That's right.
All right. So Todd at marquardtlawfirm.com. They can always call your office and talk to your really nice and friendly gatekeeper at 210-320-8800. Again, that's 320-8800.